Everyone, welcome to this video. In this video we will be looking into an example of encapsulation. So in my previous video we already talked about encapsulation and how we can incorporate or implement security using encapsulation. As of now we have discussed that through interfaces and abstract classes we can achieve various types of security, and they are basically known as detail hiding. Okay, so here encapsulation refers to data hiding. So how this particular data is hidden from the other users, let us have a look. So in encapsulation, in order to achieve this particular mechanism, we have to first declare the variables or declare the data as private. So when we are considering data, essentially we mean that it is the variables which is being used in this particular program. So all these variables, student ID, name and age, so all these variables are basically, we have considered them as private. Okay, so that, and when I'm declaring them as private, we have to understand that only within this class this particular variables would be accessible. No other class can access these variables, and it cannot be inherited. These variables will not be able to use it with the help of inheritance or any other such mechanism. Okay, and the next important factor is we have to introduce some public methods in order to work with this data. So we have getter methods. So getter and setter methods, basically getter methods are in order to view the data, and setter methods are basically used in order to manipulate the data. So when we are using, let us consider first the set method, okay, or setter methods. So here I am introducing three different setter methods along with the arguments that it can hold. Integer a for name, we are considering NA and ID, and after that we are simply using the instance variable which is declared as private in order to be modified with the argument which is being passed from the main program. Okay, so name also similarly, it will be initialized with the value which is being passed as an argument from the main method. Okay, again student ID is the instance variable where this particular value will be stored. Now in order to display this, we have to, or view this, we have to use the get method. So this is basically having an integer return type because student ID is integer type. The next one will have a string return type because the name is of string. Again age, basically it is in integer, so it is returning an age as the return type. Okay, so now coming to the main program, so I have created the main program which is public class, main class, which is main method inside the class which is student, and here I have declared the main method where it is written public static void main string arguments. And in order to access the methods of the previous class where the variables are declared as private, we have to create an object, okay, of that particular class. So E is the object which we have created, and then we will use this object in order to call the setter method which will manipulate the already existing name variable that was declared as private in the class encapsulation underscore 1. So it is calling this particular method and passing the value as Pankaj. This Pankaj will be captured by NA variable, and this NA variable value will be stored in the instance variable which is declared as name. Okay, and when we are actually printing this, we want to see this, we have to call the getter method which will return us with the name value. Okay, so what was the name value? The name value will be, we will get it from here. Okay, so name value is basically Pankaj and it will return name. So whenever this method is being called, we will return the name of this particular name which was actually sent from the main method. Okay, that is Pankaj. Similarly, the next method I will call is set age, where I will set age of Pankaj as 19. So here also I am set, this will be captured by A, and A will be stored in age. And if I want to view this particular value, then I have to get access to this particular method, okay, which will return the age, and we can get it printed. Similarly, student ID also, we can set the student ID in the similar way, where set student ID would be called. Okay, set student is called, and here ID is passed in this variable, which is stored in the instance variable that is declared as private. Now since they are declared as private, we will not be able to access it from any other method. Okay, so first let us compile and see how we are getting the values. Okay, compile and we will execute this. Okay, so clear. All right, so let us compile this java c student.java, and then I'll simply run it. So when I'm executing this, see what I'm getting: student name followed by the get name value. Get name value was returning the name, and this name is actually this particular name that is been stored from NA, and NA is capable of capturing Pankaj. So Pankaj is displayed here. Similarly, student ID is also passed from the main method, and likewise age is also passed from the main method, and it is returned by the getter method. Now this is how basically we are making use of this private variables or private data and modifying it according to our needs. Now if any other hacker or any other person gets access of this private variables also, they will not be able to work with them, because they are extremely private. I mean, they are declared as private, and they will not be able to work with these data which is already here, apart from those methods which are given access to the getter and setter methods of this particular class. So we have to understand that security is highly enabled because of the use of this private access modifiers, and in order to access this particular variables, we can access it only if there is an authorized user or authorized class which will be acting upon these particular methods in order to access these variables. Okay, now let us take another example in which I have designed another class here, which is class test, and it is extending encapsulation 1. Okay, so if I am considering this is equal to 5, right? So student ID is equal to 5. So in this case, what will I have to do? I will create a test object T, and since this particular display method is here, which is able to display the student ID, I will simply use this particular statement in order to call the display method. So when I am doing this, let us see whether we can do this or not. So student ID, I have mentioned this as it is equal to 5. Okay, now let us see if I am getting the value as student ID here. Okay, so when I am compiling this, it says that, oh sorry, so this is, I have not commented. So when I am compiling this, let us see, it is shown that student ID has a private access in encapsulation 1. So hence student ID cannot be printed. Okay, now if I am removing this private from here, okay, so if I am removing this private from here, so what is the error? I am getting no error, and when I am running this also, so let us execute this. So when I am running this also, I am getting this particular student name. Sorry, I have mentioned this as student name. Let us mention this as student ID. So if I am executing this, first I will compile this. I am executing this. I am getting the first line as student ID is equal to 5. That means that since it is not private, I am getting access to this variable, and I can go on making changes to it whenever and whichever possible. Okay, now we do not want this to happen, and hence I will introduce private here, so that no other class can have a look at what these particular variables are, or what those variables has apart from the main method, because main method has to have access, main method should have access to it. So and it is an authorized class for this particular class to run. So from the main method we will be calling this getter and setter methods. If any other class is given authorization, then also it can have an access to this private variables, but in a different way, of course. So if you see that the entire encapsulation method or encapsulation mechanism is basically binding the data and the methods in a single unit, so that we can incorporate data security and data hiding. So this particular data is hidden from others, it can not be manipulated or read from other classes. Okay, so this is all about encapsulation. We will look into more details of the other object oriented programming or paradigm topics in my subsequent videos. Thank you.